Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco Toyz Mossquatch Black Mold Edition. Now, as we can see, the figure comes in a box with amazing artwork wrapped all around the box, and the black mold lettering at the bottom is actually flocked, which I absolutely love, man. That's a great idea and it makes for really unique packaging. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at this new Mossquatch Black Mold Edition. Now, again, I understand that this is just a reissue of just different colors for the previous Mossquatch, which was also just a big reuse of their King Kong figure. For me, totally fine, that doesn't bother me. I love variants of different figures, just different colorways. That I enjoy that kind of thing, so I can see how some people would be turned off by that, but for me, I actually really do enjoy it. So the head sculpt itself looks really good in that all black there. The teeth look super gnarly. I am really loving the red eyes, and then just the sculpt of the face, how it has that stuff kind of like draping down the cheeks right there, just looks crazy to me. And then how it kind of just throws back all the way, like it wraps around almost like vines going across the actual face itself, looks really cool. Now, this is a flocked figure, so if you're not used to flocked figures, this is going to be something very new to you, but it does have that flocking, which feels really cool, and seeing it in the black makes them look a little more like gorilla-ish, like a black silverback gorilla or something like that. Like just an awesome black gorilla. But this looks really cool, dude. Seeing it in the black under a light, I wasn't sure how the black was going to look, and it gets a little dusty, so every little white speck that's on here is going to show, kind of just rub it off. And I haven't really seen any of the flocking come off yet. That's not to say it won't, because I'm pretty sure it will. It's pretty much every flocked toy, but it still looks really cool and on the shelf, and I really dig that a lot. The hands look really good. Always love those gnarly hands. Again, this is pretty much the same thing as that King Kong figure, just a new head, new hands, and of course new feet, which look really good too. Those feet are super gnarly. Got those big toes looking really good, and I just really love this figure here. Now I'm going to bring in the green Mossquatch, which was our first one right here, and you can see that they are pretty much the exact same figure. It's again just going to be the color, which is the difference. But you know what? I love the fact, again, having options, having different versions, different colorways, for me totally works. So I personally love both these figures. But man, there is no denying that the Black Mold Edition is really gnarly, and I love that. So the Mossquatch itself doesn't come with any accessories, but we do get some bonus parts for our Doc Nocturnal. It seems specifically the Red Death. I mean, but you could use it for either or, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down this hood right here and pull off this head, because we actually do get a glow-in-the-dark head sculpt this time, which is that standard Doc Nocturnal skull. That looks really cool. It also does have the articulated jaw right there, which I do like. You can even pull the hood over like that, and I think that looks really cool. So you got more options for other figures, which I love. And again, I love this Doc Nocturnal figure, man. This Red Death version I actually enjoy a lot more than the original release. Again, this does glow in the dark, so if you turn off some lights, you can see how it glows, and it looks really good. Very bright glowing, so I dig that a lot, man. And again, I'm always stoked for anything glow in the dark. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Sue me, I love it. And any extra accessories for Doc Nocturnal, I am all about. We also do get an axe here, which we've seen before. These are weapons that we've seen with other figures from the line. I think even some like accessories packs. So we get a big axe there, and of course a machete. Again, I think pretty sure we've seen both of these before, and both might have came with Jason Voorhees figure if I remember correctly. But I know we've seen them in accessories packs as well. So, nothing too crazy. But again, I'm always down to add stuff to my Doc Nocturnal. He is this like crazy monster hunter who just uses anything and everything to, hunt his beasts. And I guess he's on the hunt for that black mold Mossquatch, which is really cool. So I love that, man. Always excited to get more stuff for this guy. So now running down the articulation. The head is on a ball joint, but because of this long chin, you can't get a whole lot of motion out of it. You can kind of like rotate to the right a little bit like that. It kind of gets a little bit of a tilt. You could probably do a little more, just try not to ruin the flocking itself. Pivots a little bit up and down, a very tiny bit. The arms can go all the way up about that far. It can come down like so. You can get a full 360. I will worry about the flocking rubbing off on here pretty much on every joint. That's a big concern, again, with any flocked figure. You can bend at the elbow, straighten it out at the elbow, rotation at the elbow, and then you know what? It looks like some of the flocking is coming off right here at that joint. So yeah, that's gonna happen. You just got to be very careful, man. That's one of the things about flocked figures. They don't last all that long, so you got to be very meticulous at what you're doing, how you're posing your figure here. And then the wrist is on a ball peg, rolls all around, rotates, and hinges up and down and just pops right off. But you can pop that back on, no problemo. With the upper torso here is on a ball peg, so you actually get a crunch that goes back about that far. You can actually crunch forward a pretty decent amount, which is actually really nice, so I do like that. You got a lot of good motion there. And then pivot side to side, as well as rotate left and right. So actually a lot of good motion in there. Hip joints are very stiff. We can forward about that much, maybe a little more. Back splits out kind of about there. Oh my God, it's so stiff. But you can get it in there. It does rotate as well. Single bend at the knee, as well as going back and forth, as well as rotation at the knee. And then the ankles themselves are on ball pegs, so those roll around and rotate up and down, and a decent ankle rocker. So your articulation isn't the best. That King Kong body, wasn't crazy articulated as I would prefer. So with these, you're going to expect about the same, especially with the flocking. That's going to hinder that a lot, because I don't want to push this thing to the limits too much, just because I don't want so much flocking, coming off. You know what I mean? That's a big issue. So, but I still think he looks cool. He wasn't crazy expensive, but I do like this one a lot. I think I like him more than the green version. Something about the black with those red eyes and those gnarly teeth just looks so cool to me. He is a fun piece and definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here is the Mossquatch standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is sitting next to the Mezco 112 Collective Red Death Doc Nocturnal. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to the original Green Mossquatch. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Black Mold Mossquatch. Now overall, I think this is a very cool and unique figure for the 112 Collective line. Now keep in mind, this isn't technically part of the 112 Collective, as it is more of a companion piece for the line, which I'm okay with. The character itself is really cool. I genuinely loved that green version, but man, this black version with those red eyes and that black flocking just looks really gnarly, and I love it so much. I always love big, beefy type of monster characters, and he fits in perfectly with the Doc Nocturnal. And I also love the extra accessories like the glow-in-the-dark skull. Even the axe and machete that we've seen before work really good with Doc, and man, he's a monster hunter, so why not pair these figures off? It works out so well. He is a beautiful piece, a ton of fun, limited in articulation, totally understand, but I adore him, and he is definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.